Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Roman Reigns has received a lot of hate from the fans throughout his career. No matter where he goes or whom he faces, the fans only boo him out of the building even more when he wins matches. His in-ring ability is pretty great. He is muscular, agile, resilient, and has all the moves in his arsenal. His skills inside the ring are something that every wrestler can dream of having. And yet, no arena has ever been appreciative of him. While some say that getting a reaction is most important, whether positive or negative, it is true that the fans boo him loudly to call him names, and that is a good thing. They notice him at least. However, WWE has been trying to turn the fans in his favor for a very long period, but have had minimal success at it. The big dog has all it takes to be the face of the company, minus the fan support, which the company is trying to achieve. But the efforts either do not bear any fruits or sometimes just work the other way. The monster among men Braun Strowman was introduced to the WWE Universe as a member of the Wyatt family, one of the disciples of Bray Wyatt. From the word go, the audience hated him, as he caused utter destruction to Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns in his first appearance on Raw. Further, it gradually became evident that there was hardly any match for his strength and character in the locker room, and he had to demand some competition, beating down superstars every week, until he finally found a fighting spirit in Reigns. Their feud went on for months, was full of unorthodox offense, physical destruction, tables being broken, and chairs used on bodies like they were meant to have toyed around. Nonetheless, it was a thrilling encounter week after week, and the fans just couldn't get enough. It brought a lot out of Reigns, so the fans could notice and see him as a super talent. However, the fans enjoyed a beatdown of Reigns at the hand of the monster and started cheering for Strowman instead. His dominance of Reigns paved way for the fans to believe that he could be the man to dethrone Brock Lesnar and end his long-reigning dominance over the locker room. As for Roman Reigns, it did no good with trying to change the audience's reaction. Roman was challenged by the self-proclaimed god, Bray Wyatt, as he took upon himself to remove the Samoan off the top spot. After failing to win the championship gold against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31, Reigns slid down from the main event guy to a regular face in the locker room. His rivalry with Wyatt was expected to be intense, as the leader of the Wyatt family was a strong in-ring competitor who would refuse to lay down long enough for the 3 count. This storyline was meant to strengthen support for Reigns, as Wyatt was coming off a match with the Phenom, where he failed to conquer the Deadman. However, the WWE Universe always found a way to see the negatives in Roman. Perhaps this was supposed to set a fire between the two, making it look as a real-life grudge, slowly taking it into the squared circle. John Cena has been known to promote young talent in the company. The primary reason for Cena being capable of doing this is the immense crowd reaction that he gets out of any arena he enters. The WWE merchandise sales from Cena's fruity combinations are the highest, so he is on top there, even though the audience might boo him at the top of their voices. They just love to do it. They love to respond to this guy, reach out with their thoughts on him, whether good or bad. And that accounts for something. That is some strong showmanship. His career in WWE, Hollywood, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and other WWE live tours have ensured that he represents the company wherever he goes, and that is a huge opportunity for WWE to associate a great many things to this man. One such strategy is the promotion of young talent. WWE Universe witnessed a lot of character from younger wrestlers in the locker room during Cena's US Title Open Challenge, where week after week we would see competition from youngsters trying to make a name for themselves. He has been responsible for the rise of wrestlers like Rusev, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles in the recent past. His match against Shinsuke Nakamura was the most awaited, and indeed the young prodigy received a lot of love from the crowd when he laid the Kinshasa on Cena to get the 3 count and beat the 16-time world champion clean. As much as the WWE Universe respects Cena, they also like to see him get a beatdown. Cena has set huge benchmarks for himself in the past, with matches like the I Quit match, Ironman match, Last Man Standing match, and the world has witnessed his endurance, strength, and character to win big matches. His recent flag match against Rusev was physical, nail-biting, and had a lot of patriotism involved, with the entire arena supporting Cena to hold the US flag high. So the plan with this feud with Roman Reigns is to let the universe see that the big dog indeed has what it takes to be at the top of the ladder. Reigns can do that by beating the man who has carried the company on his shoulders for over a decade. However, things are not going as per the plan yet, as the audience continues to boo Reigns during his promos with Cena, where Cena verbally destroys Reigns, while Reigns struggles to make a comeback. The crowd loves it, seeing Roman fail repeatedly. This is supposed to be a build-up, making the big dog look like an underdog, and then coming out with a surprise victory at the PPV to win respect. When Cena says it, WWE's fans believe it. Hence, if Roman wins some respect from Cena, he would surely make some fans in the crowd. That is what the WWE hopes to achieve from this battle. In the world of professional wrestling, few rivalries have been as polarizing and high-profile as the one between John Cena and Roman Reigns. Their battles, not just in the ring, but for the adulation of the WWE Universe, have been some of the most compelling storylines in recent history. In particular, the build-up to their encounter at WrestleMania 34 in 2018 raised a recurring question: was WWE's decision to push Roman Reigns as the next face of the company another attempt to force the fans to support the big dog? Roman Reigns has long been positioned as the face of WWE. He has the size, the strength, and the charisma that WWE looks for in its top star. His impressive physique, combined with his bloodline connection to the legendary Samoan family, made him the logical heir to the throne, following in the footsteps of his cousin, The Rock, and predecessors like The Undertaker, Steve Austin, and John Cena himself. However, from the moment WWE began positioning Reigns as the centerpiece of the company, the fans were less than receptive. Reigns was thrust into the spotlight with the Roman Empire moniker, winning the 2015 Royal Rumble despite a vocal and passionate fanbase pushing for Daniel Bryan to have a fair shot. His victory set off a cascade of boos and resistance that, in many ways, has haunted his career. Despite this backlash, WWE stuck to its guns. Reigns was consistently featured in the main event picture, often going head-to-head with some of WWE's most beloved superstars. His rivalry with Triple H at WrestleMania 32 and his later bouts with The Undertaker and Braun Strowman further cemented him as the company's top guy, but the crowd reaction was hardly ever in his favor. There's an undeniable sense that WWE attempted to manufacture Roman Reigns as a hero for the masses. The big dog persona, a nickname that radiated authority and power, was meant to make Reigns the undisputed leader of WWE. But fans weren't convinced. It felt like WWE was trying to force them to love him instead of allowing the organic connection to grow naturally. The backlash reached its peak in 2018 when Roman Reigns headlined WrestleMania 34 against John Cena. John Cena's role in WWE has always been complex. He began his career as the brash, trash-talking rapper, quickly evolving into the never-give-up superhero that became synonymous with the WWE brand. His catchphrases, his charity work, and his undeniable presence in pop culture made him the ultimate face of WWE, a role he wore for well over a decade. Cena was the company's top draw, the embodiment of WWE's crossover appeal, bridging the gap between wrestling fans and mainstream audiences. His clashes with the likes of Randy Orton, Edge, and The Rock only further solidified his place at the top. But as Cena's career evolved, he began to take on fewer matches, transitioning into acting and other ventures. The idea of Cena facing Reigns at WrestleMania 34 was intriguing not just because of the in-ring chemistry, but because of the symbolic passing of the torch. Cena was the man who had carried WWE into the modern era, and Reigns was being positioned as the man to take the company into the future. However, the match was also a striking commentary on WWE's belief that Reigns could be the next Cena, whether fans liked it or not. Cena's persona was built on the idea that he was a man of the people, someone who represented the WWE Universe's ideals of hard work and perseverance. Reigns, on the other hand, was positioned as the powerhouse, a man who embodied dominance and strength. But despite the similarities in their roles, Cena's connection with the crowd was natural. while Reigns' relationship with fans felt like it was being engineered behind the scenes. The build-up to the Cena-Reigns match was legendary. The promos they exchanged were raw and real, touching on some of the underlying issues that WWE had been facing with Reigns' character. Cena, ever the master of words, took aim at Reigns, calling him out for his lack of microphone skills, his scripted promos, and his inability to truly connect with the audience. In one memorable moment, Cena accused Reigns of being handed opportunities, using his family legacy and Vince McMahon's favoritism to get ahead. He questioned Reigns' authenticity, telling him that he didn't earn the respect of the fans because he hadn't been able to make them believe in him. Reigns, on the other hand, responded by defending his position, calling Cena out for being a part-timer who would always leave WWE for Hollywood. He taunted Cena for his movie career, suggesting that Cena had abandoned his roots, while Reigns was always there, day in and day out, to represent the company. Reigns' retorts were often cold and calculated, but they rang with an underlying truth. The big dog had been WWE's top guy for years, whether the fans liked it or not. In these exchanges, it became clear that WWE was once again attempting to push Reigns down fans' throats. They had the perfect setup for a battle of ideals. Cena, the man who had earned his place and done it on his own terms, and Reigns, the supposed heir to Cena's throne, who had yet to win the audience's affection. WWE's failed attempts to turn Reigns into the ultimate hero. At WrestleMania 34, the match between Cena and Reigns was more than just about victory or defeat. It was an examination of WWE's creative direction and their efforts to turn Reigns into the hero fans could rally behind. And yet, when Reigns defeated Cena, it wasn't a triumphant moment for the fans. The victory felt like the latest in a long line of WWE trying to force their vision onto an audience that wasn't ready to accept it. Despite winning the match, Reigns was met with the same mixed reactions. Some fans cheered, but many booed, frustrated that WWE was continuing to push Reigns in a direction that felt artificial. The aftermath. Is there still hope for Roman Reigns? In the years following WrestleMania 34, Roman Reigns would go on to face even greater challenges, both in his career and personal life. His shocking leukemia diagnosis in 2018 led to a break from WWE, but upon his return, the company took a different approach to his character. Reigns turned heel in 2020, aligning himself with Paul Heyman and adopting the tribal chief persona. This shift in character allowed Reigns to redefine himself and become one of the most compelling figures in WWE, with the audience finally embracing him as a dominant, menacing force. The question remains, though, was WWE's earlier attempt to force Reigns as the top babyface a failure in the long run? The answer is complicated. Reigns' heel turn in 2020 demonstrated that, while WWE's efforts to make him the hero weren't successful, they weren't entirely in vain. Reigns has found success, but it's in a role that is more authentic to his character, one that was realized only after years of fan pushback. Conclusion: a lesson in patience and adaptability. The Cena vs. Reigns feud will be remembered as a pivotal moment in WWE history, not just for the in-ring action, but for what it represented. The company's struggle to create a new generation of heroes, even when the fans weren't ready to accept them. John Cena, the eternal babyface, clashed with Roman Reigns, WWE's chosen one, and in doing so, revealed the limitations of forcing a character onto the audience. Ultimately, WWE succeeded in getting Roman Reigns over, but not in the way they initially planned. It was through patience, storytelling, and a dramatic shift in character that Reigns became the tribal chief, the villain that fans loved to hate, and then eventually learned to love. Cena vs. Reigns may have been WWE's attempt to turn the fans in favor of the big dog, but it was the heel turn that truly turned the tide.